bringing Israel to the world. This is IBN News.
With news of Israel, I'm Susan Michaels. According to a report by the Israeli rights group B'Tselem, Israel has been using settler violence as a major informal tool to drive Palestinians from farming and pasture lands in the West Bank. The report detailed the takeover of nearly 11 square miles of farm and pasture land in the territory by settlers over the past 5 years. That's about half the size of Manhattan Island. B'Tselem also challenged repeated claims by the government that violence against Palestinians is carried out by a violent fringe among settlers, and security forces are doing their best to stop it. Recent months have seen a steep increase in violence committed by Jewish settlers in the West Bank against Palestinians. B'Tselem said the military does not prevent the attacks, and in some cases, soldiers even participate in them. Commander of the Israeli Air Force, Major General Amikam Norkin, arrived in the United Arab Emirates in the first official visit by an IDF official to the Gulf state. Norkin met with his Emirati counterpart, General Ibrahim Nasser Muhammad al-Alawi, who made his first visit to Israel last month during the multinational Blue Flag Air exercise. Norkin also visited the Dubai Air Show, where Israeli companies displayed their hardware for the first time following Israel's normalization of diplomatic ties with the UAE last year. Health Ministry Director General Professor Nachman Ash says due to the surge in COVID cases in Europe, Israel may consider banning travel to European spots with high infection rates. In an interview, Ash stated that Israel must limit the danger of new variants entering the country. This is what we've been trying to do over the past few months, and that is no simple task. Currently, there's no discussion, but some countries with high infection rates may be classified as red zones, where Israelis will not be allowed to go. And U.S. Special Envoy for Iran, Robert Malley, is in Israel for a series of meetings with top Israeli officials prior to resuming talks with Tehran on the nuclear agreement later in the month. I'm Susan Michaels.
IBN. Israel Broadcast Network.